was not really that bad. It was bad scratches, and the bumper was like it got pulled a bit, but we were able to pop it back in. My car has damage, but the damage is not that bad. I can still use the car. So I stay there for the weekend. Ah, whatever. I survived. I'm good. I come back and I tell my dad, hey dog, another car accident. My dad says, let me see the car. He goes and he checks the car and he sees it and he says, we're not going to fix this car.
OMG, OMG, it's finally happening. Welcome to Kahi Reacts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome back to Kahi Reacts. This is part 2 of my testimony. I'm rocking the same shirt and the same wig as from part 1 because I wanted to maintain continuity. So yeah, this is part 2 of the testimony. Let's get right into it. Okay, so in the last episode, we ended with after the accident, right? When I went for the second consultation and that lady told me that my God lives, right? Yeah. So after that, we go straight into the consultation and she says, no, so we have to do some rituals, you know, you know, they cut you and they put muti there to strengthen you. So I'm like, ugh. My sister and I are like, we're not really sure we want to do this, but because our dad was there and he wanted us to do it, and for his own self-assurance that we will be safe, and plus we're freaking out, we decide to go ahead and do that. So we do that. We drive back home and life continues, right? So remember, the car was 1 month old. It had insurance, but now I do not have a car and my first installment hits my bank account and I do not have a car. Okay, the first installment hits and I do not have a car and I feel it. Yo, now I'm paying for something I do not have. But I'm like, ugh man, I'll claim insurance. Mind you, I paid like 2 installments, I think, for the first month, like a pro rata, and then I had to pay insurance again for a car that's no longer there. So I'm like, it's fine. I call my insurance provider, I report the car. Well, they know because at the accident scene, I had to call them and tell them the car has been in an accident and they had to come tow the car and all of that, right? So now it's the struggle of getting the insurance to pay off the bank because now I owe the bank money for a car that is no longer in my possession. Oh, okay, it goes, guys. I submit the claim and I have never done this before. I have never done this before. I have never submitted a claim for insurance before, and I'm doing it. And they call me. They're like, "No, we're gonna send someone to come and see you," and yeah, all of that. The assessor, right? So this lady is an assessor. She gets to my office, and she asks me what happened, and I tell her, "No, I was driving, and then the accident didn't involve anyone else. It was just me in the car with my friend, and yeah." After I tell this lady the story, she says to me, you can always just revoke this claim because if we find out that anything else happened, this is considered fraud. I get this scare tactic, right? I look at her and I say, okay, I understand that 100%, but I'm submitting this claim. There is no fraud on my behalf, and let's do this, guys. Let's do this. She leaves. They ask me, I think this is where they screwed up, and God was with me, guys. God was with me because this was a huge debt. You understand? It's a huge debt, and these people can deny to pay my claim. They can find ways and loopholes not to pay my claim. This lady asked me, when the accident happened, I tell her. She asked me for pictures from the accident and the accident scene, and luckily my uncle had taken pictures. I sent it to her and all of that. Then she says, it's very suspicious that you had an accident at 2 a.m. in the morning and you didn't call the cops and everything like that. And I explained to her, like, look, that place is a very dangerous place. And if you had actually gone to the accident scene, you would have seen what sort of place it is and you wouldn't be asking me these questions. I don't know. Let me just, long story short, God helped me submit that claim. God helped me fight and get that claim paid out in full. I was typing letters, I was consulting, I was doing whatever, but God gave me the know-how of how to overcome that insurance claim and have it paid in full, nothing missing. Now the thing is, now I'm in debt because my excess fee for that accident was like 17,000 rand, because it was in the first 3 months of me starting that insurance policy. And because there was something else that was not covered, I think the smash and grab was not covered, so I had to pay excess of 17,000 rand. That means all of my savings and my credit card are exhausted. I'm starting from scratch. I went from happy girl in February, new job, savings are there, you know, I can do this, to I am flat out broke. I am now working to pay off a debt of a car I don't even own. Anyway, I put together my savings. Lucky enough, it amounts to exactly 17,000 with my credit card. I pay off the car, right? I'm like, hey, I'll see what's going to happen. During that time, there was a re-evaluation at work, right? Because I had worked on contract for a few years before I became permanent. And so, I don't know, guys, there was an HR thing. I remember it was called the RAM channel, and I didn't think I qualified for it. They were re-evaluating positions and all of that, and putting together how much people are being paid in other universities and how much we were being paid, and they were adjusting salaries according to that. I didn't think I qualified for that at all. One day in the morning, I wake up and there is back pay. There is back pay from my university, and I look at it, and it's just enough for me to cover the credit card debt that I had. Guys, God. So fine, I get that, and they're like, no, we've been short paying you, and now your salary has been adjusted. Now we're going to be paying you this much, and this was effective from a certain date, so this is your back pay, this is your new salary, here you go. Hey, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Anyway, okay, so yeah, that goes on. Around June, I'm debt free, I'm whatever. My father's annoyed with me using his cars. He's like, my girl, go buy another car. So that's what I do. I start looking for another car. I search. I'm still looking for the same color, but God is like, not this time. We're not getting you that same color. We're gonna get you the same car, but not the same color. And guys, when I tell you that I bought my second car, brand new, same model, but this time I got a discount on how much I was buying that car for. God was like, I'm going to replace what you lost, and I'm going to give it to you at a price you never expected. I got a new car. This car, literally, when I got it, it had 5 kilometers on it. Same car, different color, cheaper price. I'm restored. God restored what was stolen from me. I am good, right? So fine, my car is replaced. I'm out of debt. That situation has all fallen off the waistline. But now the thing is, remember, I've gotten into a covenant again because of that looking at Rihanna, the cutting and I've gotten into a covenant, and that time we don't know what that is, but that is a ritual to get you into a covenant with your ancestors. If you haven't caught on yet, I am not a believer in ancestors. I know for a fact ancestors do not exist. Ancestors are your bloodline, right? Your bloodline, like Jesus's genealogy. Jesus's genealogy was very important because Jesus was born from a genealogy that was never corrupted, right? When I say corrupted, it was never, there were no other genes that came in apart from Adam and Eve and those descendants. The bloodline was pure. So that's what our ancestors' genealogy is. For me, it's you and the bloodline, where you come from, who your ascendants are. That's it. This thing of ancestors, whatever, I'm not a firm believer in all of that. It's been debunked in my view, but I'd explain how. So fast forward, it's November. I remember I was going to visit my cousin in Rustenburg, right? I'm going to visit my cousin in Rustenburg. It's my first time driving to Rustenburg by myself, right? So I don't really know the road, the route. I'm using a navigator. Okay. Navigator is leading me. I'm driving. It gets to this part where it tells me I need to turn into a gravel road. My heart says, we're not turning into a gravel road. Why am I turning into a gravel road? I mean, this is South Africa and there should be like proper roads for me to get to Rustenburg, right? Anyway, I ignore the first dirt road. I keep driving down the road. I'm like, no, there should be another road here somewhere. It keeps trying to get me to turn into a gravel road. So eventually I'm like, you know what? It's getting late. It's getting dark. This navigator clearly is telling me there is no other road I can use except these gravel roads. The gravel roads were between farms. You know, like the gravel roads, someone's farm, fences and the gravel roads. So I turn into the gravel road. I'm driving on the gravel road, going roughly 60 kilometers per hour. You can't really speed on a gravel road, especially in my small car. Guys, I'm driving on the gravel road. It's a long gravel road, right? I think I'm halfway between the entrance and where I am supposed to go out. There is no other car there. I am alone, guys. I'm alone in the car. I'm alone on the road, right? I am driving. That thing comes to me again. It says, Kagiso, pray. I say, my Lord, my God, I do not know what the hell is happening. Something is telling me to pray, so I am praying to you. Please keep me safe. I do not feel safe. Please keep me safe. I say amen. I'm driving on this gravel road. I see something like a rock. You know those rocks like in the middle of the road, it looks like a hampunyana. And I swerve to try and avoid that hump, like move to the side. I get I'm alone in the road. And when I tell you, all I remember was trying to avoid that rock, and my car goes hey. My car goes so now I'm not moving forward. Now I'm moving side, like I'm moving sideways like this in the road. I am like, what the what the flip is happening? What the flip is happening? Not this again. We're not doing this again. On the road, and on the side there were like these humps of soil. Like it looked like someone had shoveled soil, and it was a hump nyana, and then there was a fence. I go on that hump, right? I go on that hump, and there's a fence, and my car, because I was not going at a very high speed, my car gets caught in the fence. I sit there. I am like, this is my second car accident in 2016. This is my second car accident in 2016. I am in the middle of nowhere. I am in the middle of nowhere. There is no one that could hear my cry, no one to come and help me, to come check if I'm okay. I'm alone. I'm like, Lord, I'm going to start this car. Let me start this car, and this car, if it runs, I am going to reverse and I'm going to drive to where I'm going. I push the start button, the car starts. I'm like, okay, thank God. I reverse. As I'm reversing, I feel like the fence scratching my car. I feel the pump. I'm like, it doesn't matter. The car is running. It doesn't matter. The car is running. I need to get to where I'm going. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. I need to just get to where I'm going. So I pull up, I reverse, and luckily my car was fine. I drive. I get to my cousin's house. And now the panic and the shock of what happened kicks in. I tell my cousin, I was just in another car accident all by myself. No one there. I'm not speeding. I'm not doing anything, but my car is damaged. My cousin is shocked. He says, what happened? I tell him, no, the navigator took me to some gravel road. My cousin is like, Why did the navigator take you on a road that leads you to a gravel road? There's a road that it's like roads that lead to Rustenburg, but you know, you don't need to go through gravel roads. I'm like, my God, that's exactly what happened, and that's exactly what I was wondering. The navigator took me to a place where I needed to use a gravel road. It didn't show me any other road. I tried avoiding gravel roads. I was like, I'm not using gravel roads, but I ended up in that gravel road, and I ended up in that accident, and I got out of it. Because when that thing said to me, Kagiso, pray, I prayed again. I prayed again. I had no idea a second car accident was coming. I thought the worst was over. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Nope. The devil said, you're not getting away that easily. I'm coming for you. You've got izinto zami in your body, and I'm going to come for you. You've got a covenant with me. But God said, grace, Kari. I'm giving you grace, and you're going to survive again. And you're going to live to tell the tale. So I come home. I stayed there for the weekend. The damage was not really that bad. It was bad scratches, and the bumper was like, it got pulled a bit, but we were able to pop it back in. My car has damage, but the damage is not that bad. I can still use the car. So I stayed there for the weekend. Whatever. I survived. I'm good. I come back and I tell my dad, hey dog, another car accident. My dad says, let me see the car. He goes and he checks the car and he sees it, and he says, we're not going to fix this car. You're not going to fix this car. It's fine. Leave it like this. Leave it like this. Leave it like this. Whatever is trying to destroy you, every time it looks at that car, it will know that it failed. I'm like, right on. We're not going to fix the car. So yeah, 2016 comes to an end. I'm thankful those were like the last accidents that happened in that year. Like 2016 was just a year of accidents for me, but I survived, guys. I survived, and I feel like it's by the grace of God that I survived those accidents, right? So yeah, we move on. There's so many disturbances today, but it's okay. 2017 goes on. Now 2017, remember, now I'm praying. I know who God is. I pray every night. God has saved me twice in my life, guys. There's no way I can deny that God doesn't exist. God exists. I know God exists. I've seen God twice in a year showing up for me. I've seen him pay off credit card debts from accidents. I've seen him alleviate me when something is clearly trying to destroy me, right? I'm in my 20s. 2017, I finished my honors in 2016. So 2017, I'm graduating. I take a gap year. I'm like, no, this year I'm not going to school. I'm just going to take a breather, relax, and do my thing. So 2017 is a gap year. I'm partying every weekend. I'm driving. I'm going on, I'm living my life. I'm just out there living. 2018, I decide, I'm going back to school, but instead of doing my master's, I'm going to change fields. I'm going to study something else. I've always wanted to study law, so I was like, that's where I'm going. I'm going to study law. God makes everything happen for me, guys. I apply, I get accepted. Everything is good, man. I'm going. There's business opportunities that open up for me. I take them. I'm learning new skills. I'm going into new spaces. Life is good. I'm still living my life. I'm still partying when I can. I'm still doing everything. But 2018 is when I was moved more especially to start reading my Bible. I was praying, which was true, but I was not really learning the word. I was not really learning how God operates. So I had a lot of questions. And I remember in 2018, I went to Books. Is it Kum or Kam? We don't know. But they sell Bibles. I bought my first Bible. It was a King James Version Bible. Hey, I'm trying to read thee, thy, thou, the thee, thy, thou, thous are not helping me. Hey, I'm not learning anything. I do not understand what this Bible is saying. I go back to the bookshop. I think I bought Hannah the Bible for Dummies or something like that. The Bible for dummies. Okay, fine. I come back. It's pretty much telling you what's happening in Genesis, how the structure of the Bible, the setup. So we know Genesis to Exodus. Exodus is in Egypt. Egypt, the thingies is freed. The book of the laws, Deuteronomy. I think it's Leviticus. Whatever. The structure of the Bible. The I think it's Samuel, and then it's Kings, and then Jalo. I can't really remember the structure by head, but it was pretty much teaching me the structure of the Bible, the prophets, the judges, the whatever. Okay, so now at least I know, okay, this is how the Bible is set up. And now there's pressure, right? There's pressure from me. I want my own house. I want my own house. I'm getting older now. I want my own house, and the people I'm hanging out with, I never hang out with people that are my age. Like, I have a few friends that are my age, but I usually click and vibe more with people that are a bit older than me, like 5 years older or whatever. So I'm hanging out with people that are like 5 years older than me or so, and whatever. And these people are buying houses. They're driving expensive cars. They're doing well. I mean, we're not the same age. And now I'm feeling the pressure to say, hey, now I need to step up my game. I need to step up my game. I need to buy a house. I need to establish businesses for myself. I need to do what? I'm looking at these people make moves, and I'm encouraged, which is a good thing. Like, I've never been really jealous that people are doing better than me. I've always looked up to those that are doing better than me. So yeah, I'm encouraged. And like I said, in 2018, towards the end of 2018, there's a business opportunity that presented itself, and I got into that, and I was learning, and I was growing, and I was working with this. Okay. 2019, a weird thing happens, right? I'm still living my life. I'm still the same old Gahi. Things are going well. But, hey, man, something's not right. I feel like my life it's just not okay. My life is not my life. My life is not okay. And something is missing, really. Something is missing in my life, and I can't really be sure what it is. Something is missing in my life, like I said. I'm not really sure what it is, but there's a part of me, there's a void inside my heart, like something is not fulfilled, you know? I'm getting depressed. At first, I did not know what it was, because I literally started drinking every chance I got, right? I was drinking every chance I got, to the point where at my lunch break at work, I'd want to go to the bar and have like 2 drinks for me to function. I was not an alcoholic, but drinking, I thought drinking would fill whatever void was there in my heart, right? It goes until one day in 2019, I wake up and I feel like I'm dead. I wake up and I feel absolutely nothing. I don't feel sad. I don't feel happy. I don't feel angry. And guys, when I say that was the worst feeling I've ever had in my life, I do not wish that on my worst enemy. That was the worst feeling I had in my life. So I go to my doctor and I tell my doctor, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but something's wrong with me and I don't feel anything. And my doctor literally says to me, your eyes look dead. And you are depressed. I said, I'm depressed? How? Everything's going well in my life. My life is coming together. The only thing I don't have is the house, which I'm praying for. But everything else is okay. You know, like, how am I depressed? I've got money. I can do whatever I want. If I want to go to Durban, I can go to Durban. If I want to go to Cape Town, I can go to Cape Town. If I want to do this, I can do that. My life is okay. How am I depressed? My doctor says, no, you're depressed. I'm going to put you on this medication and let's see what it does for you. So the doctor puts me on this medication, and I'm going and I'm taking this medication, and it makes me woozy sometimes. It's not really giving me joy, but I start to come back to myself. My dad is also trying. My dad is worried. He's like, yo, I think I'm putting on too much from you, because my dad and I had also started to have our own business. We were going to do our own business. I was doing a lot, guys. I was doing a lot. I was studying. I was a part of another business. I was starting my own business with my dad. I was working. I was constantly working. I never had a break. And to me, that was good, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to build my empire. I'm in the middle of building my empire. I want multiple streams of income. I want my life to be sorted. I'm young. I'm doing it now. I'm young. So that when I'm 40, I can retire and I don't have to worry about money or anything. I would literally go to work Monday to Friday, go to the gym, come back, do whatever I needed to do, sleep. Saturday, I'm out the whole day. I'm at class, tutors, whatever, studying. Sunday, I have to do chores. I never had a real break. And sometimes on Fridays, that's when I'd get a chance to like go drink, whatever. But that's why I started drinking during working hours. That's why I started drinking during my lunch hours, because hey guys, it was a lot. But yeah, man, so I'm on medication now, antidepressants, and I'm going. And this is how I got introduced to weed. This is how I got introduced to weed. I hated the pills, and I discovered that when I smoked weed, I felt better, right? So you smoke weed. I was never really like smoking a whole joint kind of a person. I could never smoke a whole joint of weed. That's just it. But I'd put like weed in my hubly, because I was still a hubly smoker back then. I'd put weed in my hubly, sit in my room, smoke, relax, be calm, and all of that. I've started smoking weed. I'm smoking weed every day now. I started smoking around mid 2019. I smoked, and my depression was feeling a bit better. I was not as depressed as I was when I had to get on the medication. And I told my doctor, I'm like, I don't want the medication anymore. I'm good. My doctor said, okay, we're getting you off the medication because you look better. Whew, 2019 goes, 2019 finishes. Okay, 2019 ended as well, and we know 2020 began. Oh, no, I'm skipping a part. End of 2019. God is good, guys. I've set a budget for myself for, okay, I can afford a house for this much until this much. I've been building my credit. I've been doing what it takes for me to qualify for the mortgage bond. Like I said, man, my life was going well. Financially, I was doing well. I was not doing okay. I was doing well, right? Okay is like I can survive. Well is I have savings. I'm doing well, guys. So end of 2019, in November, I'm still searching. I was searching for houses online, and I was looking and whatever, and I'd found a few, but they were not really for me. So this one morning, I'm on property 24, as always, looking at houses, and I see this house. And I'm like, my house! I found my house! I call the realtor immediately. This house is posted today, right? I can see this house has been posted today. I call the realtor. I'm like, my guy, I want to see this house. I like it. I think I want to buy it. The guy is like, okay, when can you come? I'm like, right now during my lunch break, I'm gonna come see this house. He says, okay, no problem. I'll set it up with the owner. The owner agrees. Fine. I get out during my lunch break. I drive to the house, and guys, when I tell you I am in love immediately with this house, I'm like, this is my house. It's nothing big. It's a 2-bedroom house, 1 bathroom, very small, very intimate. It's enough just for me. I'm like, this is my house. This is my house. Thank you. This is my house. Fine. I come back home. I tell my dad, I'm like, dog, I found a house. My dad is like, oh, where? I tell him, oh, this is the location of the house, and this is what I'm thinking. And my dad says, okay, I want to see the house, right? I set up with my realtor. Guys, my dad was my everything. My dad was my ride or die, okay? I never did anything outside of my dad. My dad was there for me in every single way. My dad was we were like this. My dad is like, okay, let's go see the house. I tell him when I get there, I'm like, look, I know you. This is not your house. I'm not buying this house for you. This is my house. So when we get there, don't be looking at this house for you. We are looking at this house for me. My dad is like, okay. We get there. My dad is like, yes, this is your house. Buy this house. This house is you. I'm like, perfect. My dad approves of this house. I love this house. We're going to buy this house. And exactly on that day the house was listed, I made an offer on that house. And we started the process of me buying that house. Okay, so yeah, the process is ongoing. Again, 2020 comes. 2020 started off good. We knew there was that virus that was everywhere else, but we never thought it would come to us, remember? So yeah, 2020 starts off good. I'm good. Everything is going well. And in February, my birthday month, I'm turning 29. And I move into my house on the 14th of February. God is like, here you go, my daughter. Here's the house you've been praying for. I'm like, yes. Oh, my God is good. My God is good. And I knew, I was like, this is my house. This is everything I've been asking for. And look at God. It's another birthday gift for myself. And this time I'm buying myself a house. And I wanted to have bought the house at 30. And I managed to do it at 29. Guys. Okay, so I move into the house February. Not knowing that come March, it's lockdown. Come March, come March, sivalelekile. We are under lockdown. Okay, but one thing I can say about 2020 for me was, it was a much needed break. It was a time where I could sit and not do anything, and I just had to be in my house, and I didn't have to work, and I didn't have to be all over the place. It was a reset. God said, stop, sit the hell down, because now you're starting another chapter of your life. I didn't bring you to this house for you to just think it's nice time, whatever. I've brought you to this house for a transformation. One you did not know that you needed. But now it's just you and me. You don't have your siblings around you. You don't have your father around you. You're far from your friends. Because my house was not really as close to my group of friends and my family. It was a bit further. Like, hey, when you come to my house, you have to think, Nyanara, hey, okay, hey, I must go to that girl. I did not know that it was another season of isolation that was starting, guys. And I feel like it was a season of isolation for a lot of people. Because when I hear testimonies and I hear what people went through in 2020, I start to realize that God did all of this on purpose. He did all of it on purpose, and he was preparing us for what is to come. And we are still in the journey of being prepared for what is to come. So I'm alone. I live alone. I live with white people and those old Anamaris and Wombits and whatever, and they're very racist, Nyana, and I'm happy because me too. Me too. I don't really like you, Tani Marie, and we are not going to be in each other's faces. So I don't have friends, I don't have people. I know. If I'm in my house, I'm in my house. Guys, I could go a whole 2 weeks being in my house and not leaving my house. And that's when I feel like God came. He came to me, he said, okay, you said you can't read the King James Version Bible. Why don't you buy another Bible? One that you can easily understand. I go back to the bookstore, I buy a new Bible. I buy my Bible. New English version. I can read it, I can understand it. Okay, God says, okay, no, we're going to read. Now I'm reading my Bible every night before I go to sleep. I'm praying. I'm starting to develop habits where I communicate with God. You know, come 12, I'm praying. all of that. Like I was really starting to get into the groove, God starts showing me things like, okay, in order to understand what I mean when I say God is starting to show me things, right? My first encounter with God showing me what was happening was in varsity, end of 2012. You remember back then, I get we didn't have streaming, we didn't have anything. We used to watch a series literally on external hard drives. If you did not have an external hard drive back then, you are not doing well in your life. But yeah, I had this friend. He had like a 1 terabyte external hard drive. I had a PC. So during exam season, because he easily got distracted, he would bring his 1 terabyte external to me so that he could study. And I used to like take series. You know, PCs back then, they didn't have much memory, man. You take like a few series and you save it for when you go home and you watch whatever you watch on the external. So I transferred a few series for myself. It was December, end of varsity. I transferred a few series for myself. But the Vampire Diaries, you remember those? Vampire Diaries was starting out. It was big. The Cleveland show. Oh, guys, nostalgia. So yeah, I remember he had this one folder that was unknown, but I could see there were videos inside. So I transferred that folder to my PC. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'll see. Maybe it's something else. He just forgot to rename it, right? And I moved on. Fast forward, I'm back home now. It's 2013, you know, I'm watching series in my room, whatever, and I run out of series. So I'm like, this unknown folder. Let me check what's in this. It's a bunch of videos, like lots and lots of videos. So I'm like, what's this? I opened them. And there were conspiracy theory videos. Conspiracy theory videos about the music industry, about mega churches, about movies, a lot of stuff, right? Back then, symbolism, all of that. This is now 2013 when I first discovered this thing. I'm watching this thing, man, and as much as I don't know, I've never seen it before, but for some reason I believe it. I'm watching these things, and I remember back then, conspiracy theories. Now I didn't want to say it, guys. Now I believed it from the first time I saw it. I don't know, something in me said, this thing is telling you the truth. I am seeing the hand signals. I am seeing the imagery. I am learning about this new occultic what. I am like, what the hell is this? You know? I moved on from it, man. I watched that folder. I remember T.D. Jakes was there, Kirk Franklin was there. And I was like, aren't these pastors? Aren't these preachers and gospel singers? What? Anyway, fast forward again, around 2015, 2016, I discover the conspiracy theories again on YouTube. This was before YouTube became what it is now, before they updated their policies and whatever, and anyone could post on YouTube back then, and you could say anything on YouTube back then. And I rediscover these, and I'm going through videos about Disney, I'm going through videos about these movies, I'm going through videos about these artists, and I still believe it. Now I'm older and I understand it a little bit. I'm like, okay. I'm like, no man, these things are not lying. It's hard to believe because we are under the deception and the delusion, but these things are not lying. This is proof. They have proof of what they're talking about. So why are we saying they're conspiracy theories, right? Okay, why are we saying they're conspiracy theories? They're not conspiracy theories. I see a few predictions. Okay, these predictions come true. Okay. Hey, man. Man. These are not conspiracy. I'm talking to people about it. The thing is, not everyone is going to be like you, right? Other people see these things and they're like, bogus, whatever. And me, I'm getting reinforcements to say, no, this thing is real, girl. This thing it's real. Like, God is like, You know I wouldn't lie to you now. This thing is real. Okay. Whew, okay. So I remember at work, I usually I had a very big monitor. You know those Lenovo monitors at work, right? So I'd literally open YouTube and I'd make it like half the screen and I'd do whatever work I'm doing on the other half of the screen. I always had videos. These things were always playing. I'd discover new content every time. And my colleagues started calling me, oh, ke ngwana o na le Satane hape. Oh, ngwana o na le Satane. And now I'm sharing in the office. I'm like, did you know this and this and this and this? Did you know this and this and this? Did you know? I am fascinated by all of this. But I clicky, man, guys. I clicky. Nothing is clicking. I see it. Yes. I've got this information in front of me, but it's not clicking with a hela. For real, this thing is happening, right? Okay, fine. So fast forward to 2020. I'm praying, I'm reading my Bible, I'm on YouTube, I'm still following conspiracy theorists, even though now they're not as prevalent as back before the updates to YouTube, right? I'm still following a few pages. I remember I used to like A Call for an Uprising. I used to like this other one, but he was kicked off. Yeah, so I'm finding new ones and they are updated. Like every month is something new. I'm not talking about things that are old, like we're still talking about 2013, 2016 stuff. No, in 2020 they predict this thing, Yauri, what's going to happen with that virus, whatever. Guys, it unfolds exactly what it is. I'm like, Mara, why are we calling these things conspiracy theories, right? They predict things that are going to happen, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking, and these things happen, and I'm like, why are we calling these things conspiracy theories? I don't remember what happened, but one day I was watching some video, right? And I was watching it with the same, oh no, I'm just watching. And it's like a switch went off in my head, like, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my Lord. This is all real. Right? Like I was watching it before and I was like, oh no, it's just content. Okay, I'm woke. I was not woke. I knew things, but it didn't hit me. A switch happened. I'm like, God is real. Everything he speaks about in the Bible is real. The devil is real. Everything that God says the devil is doing in the Bible is real. It's real. Everything is real. I don't know if you understand, but everything is real. I was sitting there and I was freaking out and I was hyperventilating by myself. I was like, everything is real. Everything is real. The battle, this storybook, this thing, it's not just the book. Everything in this thing is a conspiracy theory and it's real. This is predictions. This tells us everything. It tells us where we come from and it tells us where we are going. This is the biggest YouTube channel. The biggest YouTube channel you could ever watch, and the videos, everything. This thing is real. It hits me smack dab 2020 and I panic. And I'm still smoking weed every day. It's a coping mechanism. I'm smoking weed because the weed sort of helped me get rid of the depression. So I'm not, weed is good. I'm smoking weed and everything. Guys, I did not know that 2020 was still a good year. 2020 was a good year. It was not that bad for me. 2020 was an awakening. It was not that bad, but the worst was yet to come. I was about to embark on a new chapter, a chapter I never in my life thought I would ever go through. And I'm going to stop this video today before I get emotional again. Today was not as intense as the last time, and I'm kind of glad. But yeah, it was pretty much the bridge to part 3. And in part 3, oh, you will see. You will see in part 3 how God showed me. God discovered, or just telling me, telling me things via these videos and via, it was not doing anything. I was not hearing him. I was not hearing him. He was going to show me what he meant when he said, Hore, I am God and Jesus died for you. And there is a devil. And every day you are there with something trying to take your soul from you. This is it for part 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be sure to do part 3 soon. I have to end the video because load shedding is coming. And I can't record another thing that is load shedding. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget, Jesus loves you. Peace out.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.